Decision tonight on whether a mental health facility could be built in Silverton. The site is in the middle of a neighborhood and a zoning change would be needed in order for it to happen. Local 12's Brad Underwood is live in Silverton where residents came out in force and they're still pretty upset tonight, right Brad?
Good evening, Cami. They are, and most likely those feelings are going to carry over for the next couple of weeks. And tonight council basically had four options. They could approve it, deny it, modify it, or table it. And they did table it, which means many of those residents who were here voicing their concerns tonight, they'll be back here in a couple of weeks.
Like Ms. Claire said, that's my next door neighbor, not in our backyard.
20 Silverton residents emphatically told the village council they do not want this facility moving in.
The village should not vote on this. They should make it a referendum for the village people to vote on. We should be the ones to decide if we want our residential rezoned to a business residence. And for one, I don't.
The proposal by Dr. Muhammad Aziz would create a facility for clinical in- and outpatient services for treating depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. Aziz responded to what he says is the general objection to the project, a bigger issue of stigma about mental illness.
We have no choice but to fight that stigma and stereotype. Providing mental health services and substance abuse services is a highly needed service, and it does save lives.
The project was approved back in 2012, but was not finished before the 2-year time limit expired. Attorney Tim Burke represents Dr. Aziz.
People who are mentally ill are not criminals, and that was the way they were described tonight, and that was terribly unfortunate.
But for Marvin Smith, it's not about stigma, but keeping the neighborhood a family.
We need to increase funding and more research for mental health, but in a residential area where we live in our neighborhood, a 58,000 square foot facility, that's pretty large. It do not need to be in our backyard.
Now, earlier we talked about those four options for council tonight, one of them being modifying the plan, and one idea brought up by the village manager tonight was to eliminate the inpatient care, the extended stay care, and just focus on that outpatient care. Tim Burke, the attorney for Dr. Aziz, told me tonight was the first time they'd ever even heard that idea mentioned as a possibility to altering or modifying the project proposal. Who knows? We're going to be back here in a couple of weeks and see what happens here with council. Reporting live in Silverton, Brad Underwood, Local 12 News. Cami?
All right, Brad, thank you. And the next Planning Commission meeting is May 21st. It is open to the public.